Testing. Okay, so what is going on, everyone? Welcome to the first episode. It's going to be like a mini episode of essentially, it's going to be some kind of podcast series. I'm not going to say the Matt Barrett podcast or the Pick a Pixel podcast, although that is quite a cool alliteration. Obviously, if you come from my main channel, you know that my channel is, of course, called Pick a Pixel. And obviously, let me just turn off the autofocus here. I'm so new to this. Obviously, back in the day, I watched my mate Max's podcast. I think he did a total of 15 episodes. I did a podcast with him, the Matt and Max podcast. He and I did 10 episodes there. And I think I'm going a little bit crazy. Obviously, currently the world is basically panicking. You know, everyone is going crazy, panic buying everything. A lot of countries are on lockdown. The UK currently are not. Schools are still open. We're a little bit behind in that sense. I do sort of get it. But before I talk about current events, my life, or anything like that, I want to talk to you guys about what my plan is for this, basically, because I know that some of you won't have the time to stick around for however long this is going to be. This is going to be a shorter first episode. But basically, the premise of this, I think also to help me stay sane, because I am still going to be making videos for my main channel. That is my career. But I really want a creative outlet to make something different. And I'm not saying that a podcast is different. It's not a new concept. There are tons of podcasts going around right now. I've even seen memes of basically people saying that there are going to be a lot of podcasts coming out due to the coronavirus and everyone being in isolation, and white men under the age of 35 are particularly susceptible to this. And of course, I fall in that category. I like to think it's slightly different because it's not like I'm creating a podcast out of nothing. And, you know, I've done podcasts in the past before, and it's something that I really wanted to try. But before we go any further, leave down in the comments. First of all, if you're watching, that is fantastic, because I know this channel has laid dormant for many years, really. But leave down in the comments basically anything you might want me to talk about, whether that's advice or a situation you may find yourself in, or if you want to contact me privately, whether that's on my Pick a Pixel Twitter, Instagram, email, anything like that. Any way you want to contact me if you want something discussed on this podcast, maybe in the next episode. I don't know how often I could do them. I could do maybe short little 10-minute episodes daily. I could do a few a week, because genuinely there's so much free time at the moment. It's absolutely crazy. Even with daily uploads, I'm still sort of, you know, I've managed my time really, really well. And although I'm a very busy guy, I always seem to have a lot of time. And I feel like there's a lot more time in the day than people not think, but than people act. I feel like people, they seem to think they've got no time. But I mean, if you break it down, even if you get 8 solid hours of sleep, even if you're working for 8 hours, eating for 2 hours, I would say seeing friends, but we're supposed to be kind of socially distancing right now. Let's say exercise for 2 hours. That's 4 hours left in the day of absolute nothingness. So even if you then take 2 hours to study, an hour to relax, you've got an hour a day to do something. And that's with 8 hours of work, 2 hours of exercise, which very few people do. So there's tons of time in the day. It's all just about how you use it, really. So I will be doing this, and I think it's great because I'm enjoying this right now. I don't know who's watching this. I'm recording it on a webcam with the main mic, of course. And it's going to be really freeing to not have to edit things too much. I will have to do a lot of audio syncing because my microphone, when I record it through Audacity, does tend to skip a frame every minute or two. So I will have to, you know, spend about 5 or 10 minutes syncing up audio. But other than that, it's all fine. Although, yeah, maybe I should have actually been recording camera audio. This might be a little bit tough. I don't know. I'm going to keep going. There will probably be some kind of technical difficulties. I won't be able to sync the audio now that I think about it using the tracks, because I'm not recording audio from my webcam. This is the only track I'm recording. So if it starts skipping, if I don't sync the audio, it'll start being out of sync. So I'll have to do it visually for this time round. And then the next time I'll record audio, you know, through the webcam app and everything like that. But yeah, the idea of this podcast is for me to kind of sit down. It's weird. I didn't know when I started this. I didn't know I was going to call this a podcast. It was maybe going to be some kind of little update video. But now that I think about it, it would be really, really cool to do A podcast? I don't know, because whenever someone tries to start like a big project, for instance, they think far too much into it. And I think a lot of people these days, they fall into the trap of thinking and over planning instead of just doing. And I was actually speaking to Max this morning, kind of a little bit about that, how with my main channel that is now my job, I didn't actually tell any of you guys on here that I was going over to do that. I didn't make a big announcement video. I didn't tell anyone my plans. I just went and did it under the radar, uploaded on that channel, and then that became my job. And I thought about it a little bit. I prepared videos on that channel a little bit to get ahead, but I didn't overthink. And I think the thing with something like this, you just got to do it. And if 5 people watch, how cool is that? Because honestly, right now, in my diary, I've recorded a load of videos ahead of time. I have got one video to record that I need to wait until this evening to make, because it's currently 10 o'clock in the morning. I need to wait till this evening because it involves viewers and there are more people online in the evening. And then I've got one more video to do tomorrow, and then that's it for the week. And it's currently Thursday. And then next week, I'll make 7 videos because I make a video every single day. And that's it. So there's so much time to do stuff. And I, for one, really enjoy watching, listening to podcasts. I remember Max's podcasts, for instance, they'd be anywhere from half an hour to potentially an hour and a half. The one that he and I did about 4 years ago, that's crazy, was over 2 hours long. And I just really enjoy sitting back, watching someone talk. So yeah, that's essentially what's going to be happening. You know, I was initially, when I uploaded, because I uploaded a video on this channel last week, I really want this to be like my personal channel for me. And I actually think that this podcast might be a great way to do that. It's so weird calling it a podcast. It's so weird because all of a sudden I've gone from thinking I've got some free time today, let's make a Matt Barrett video, to now I have a podcast. Because it doesn't have to be, you know, fancy stuff. Because I'm not making this video for any money. I don't even think this channel is monetized anymore because it's been that long. I'm not in it for money. I'm genuinely not in it for views, because yeah, I uploaded a video last week reacting to my Dear Future Matt video that I was supposed to do, and I did that, which was really cool. And it got like a couple hundred views. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But it was strange because I've been kind of conditioned to my main channel, and I was thinking, I thought 200 views isn't actually that much. But then I look back in the day, I look back at my Far From Film videos, and they all got a few hundred, maybe 1,000 views. And that is what, you know, so 200 views on this channel is absolutely fantastic. I think it is just what you're used to. I've been so used to each video getting, you know, 5,000-10,000 views, something like that. So it is really all about perspective. But what I found really cool about last week's video is, one, there were no dislikes, because everyone that was watching that video that is still here must somewhat like me, which is absolutely fantastic. And if you've listened, you know, this far into this video, I like to think you enjoy listening to me talk, you enjoy maybe the videos I make, hearing what I have to say. So why not, while you're down there, drop a like on it. That would be great. But one, no dislikes. That was fantastic. And two, a bunch of comments, and it was so refreshing. Not one comment, to my knowledge, was first or second, because on my main channel, every single time I upload, I get about 5 or 10 people within the first minute comment first, because they try and be first to the video, and that's always something that, you know, bigger YouTubers have to deal with. But here, each comment held tremendous value to me. Each comment was in reference to the video, which is fantastic. I love the engagement, and it was really refreshing. It was really nice. So I'm, you know, super grateful for that, because, you know, comments, interaction, that is really what makes YouTube exciting. And that is what I think the thought of me doing this now and then uploading it for maybe, let's say the last video got 20 comments. Let's say this one, it is the first episode or something, so maybe the engagement will be up a little bit. But let's say 10 comments. They're all going to be good comments that I will read meticulously. And I'm very excited for that. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. I'll just sort of sit here, speak my mind, speak about what's going on. Obviously, it's weird. Do I do this every single day? I don't know, because honestly, I'm having a lot of fun. It's not going to take too long to edit. Maybe in the future, I'll get to the stage where I do half an hour episodes, hour episodes. But I think this video is going to run its natural course, probably 10 to 20 minutes, which is going to be just fine. So yeah, as always, drop it down in the comments. Anything you want me to talk about, I'm more than happy. I will talk about anything. I'll give you advice on anything. You don't have to listen to it. we could, we just have a little fun chat. There's no cuts, there's no edits. I feel like I'm fairly good, obviously, in front of a camera. My camera presence is pretty good. I feel fairly relaxed. I'm quite good at speaking, whether that's publicly or privately. I wouldn't consider this public speaking in the sense there's no audience in front of me. It's just a camera lens, but I'm pretty sure I've been speaking more or less non-stop for 10 minutes, and I like to think I can speak fairly well, fairly eloquently, and fairly easy to understand at least. So I suppose that's kind of the plan for this channel. It really is. Do I call it a passion project? I don't know. It's actually so exciting. You can see me get visually excited. Sounds a bit strange, but I feel visually excited. Well, I feel excited and you can see it. Probably a better way of putting it. And it's almost like me just clicking record, because half an hour ago I didn't know I was going to record this. And then 20 minutes ago I thought I could actually record this. 15 minutes ago I thought about it realistically and set up the light in the camera. And here I am recording it. And I think that is, I suppose, my message for the day, if I had one. It is just do it. I know it's such a cliche. I know we had the do it memes from Shia LaBeouf back in the day. It really is true. Just do it. And if 5 people view this, who cares? Because I'm having fun sat here doing it. And I was speaking again to Max this morning, and he was kind of upset because he feels like he missed out on the opportunity to really capitalize on his YouTube dream and make his childhood dream come true, and he's considering potentially making a goodbye video, and that is tough, and I do think you just have to do it. And the fact that I'm doing this now and that it's given me that excitement, I don't get this excited to record my main channel videos for the most part. Some of them are really, really exciting for different reasons, whether it's new content, a new interesting idea. I get absolutely gassed, but the thought of just talking, I'm going to listen to this back. I love listening to podcasts. I love watching podcasts, so I'm very, very excited to do that. I think over the next few episodes, I will perhaps talk more a little bit about my life. I definitely want to make some weight loss style content for this channel because it is a personal channel, and over the last 6 months in particular, I've gone through a massive weight loss journey. I've lost a total of 65 pounds as of yesterday, which is a huge amount. Going from technically obese on the BMI scale. I know BMI has its critics, it doesn't take into account muscle mass and stuff like that. But if you're a regular person, muscle mass basically makes no difference to BMI because you're not the Hulk. But yeah, went from obese to right in the middle of the healthy weight range, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm the fittest I've ever been, which is also fantastic, but maybe that's a separate episode. And that's not to say I won't make dedicated videos, that I won't, get this camera out and make a better quality production. But if I were to maybe make, I don't know, maybe higher quality videos once a week, once every few weeks, and then do this every few days, for instance. Who knows? We could be on lockdown very, very soon, and then I'll just go crazy if I don't have some sort of creative outlet. And as my main YouTube channel has become my job over the last few years, the creativity slightly has diminished, it has to be said. Back in 2016, when I was making daily videos on that channel for nothing more than personal enjoyment, it was whatever I wanted to make, whenever I wanted to make it, and that was fantastic. But now, as it is a job, there is a routine, there is a schedule. I write down my recording schedule, I write down and plan my ideas, and I do have an audience to satisfy. Here, this is very much for me, and I'm very glad that you're along for the ride. So I think I'm probably going to wrap this up here, to be honest. A short little first episode, just speaking my mind. I'm very, very excited. Again, didn't know this was going to happen. I'll probably end up putting this out tonight. It's the 18th of March. This will probably get uploaded on the 18th of March. And one thing about podcasts, no edits. So, well, no edits in this format anyway. But I know it's like a little personal, cozy session, so I don't mind that. But yeah, I'm very, very excited to keep this going. As I said, drop something down in the comments if you want me to talk about it. If I get no comments, I'll just make the next episode and pluck a few topics out the air. Eventually, it'll probably get to the stage where I tell stories, give advice on general topics, all that sort of thing. As I said, I might make higher production style videos on this channel. Obviously, the main channel is a priority. But again, as I mentioned and touched on earlier, I feel like everyone has a lot more time than they act like. They know they have 24 hours in the day, but they act like they don't. And I think that's the real thing there. So I might come up with some cool little ideas to do for this channel. I might make 5-minute well-produced videos. I might make 10-minute ones. I might never do one of those again. We might be sat here in 5 years at episode 200 of the podcast. You never know. And I think that's very exciting. I think that brings me great joy. So I'm going to end it there. Leave a like and drop a comment down below, letting me know what you think. And I'll see you at some point on this channel or on my main channel or on social media or wherever very, very soon. I hope you have a very good day. Stay safe, and I'll speak to you later.